Residents, go in and stay in your houses. Drive the rats in the tank area.
What the fuck is up, everybody? It is most definitely a manic Monday. And like Ozzy says, creeping up on you like a son of a bitch. Welcome to another edition of Tracks of the Damned. And little trouble locating the beast, but we found him. We got him back. We were too busy grubbing. That was the problem.
Yeah, I was sitting down
to eat too. So
it's not too often that I get to have my wife and my daughter together at the same table. And we were just talking, and I don't know how the hell that happened, but here I am now, and here we are. And this is one hell of a show. This is, if you're into underground music, you're going to get at least 10 bands tonight that you could go check out if you haven't already heard of these bands. These are the bands that extreme metal musicians are listening to right now.
Yeah, most definitely. To be honest with you, every genre is this way right now. There are so many bands that are like on the brink of kind of like blowing up bigger than they ever expected. And to cap off my list, I got a real treat because when I looked at their Facebook numbers, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? You'll see exactly what I'm talking about in a little bit. But first, let's check out the bomb-ass designs over to our brothers in the UK. Poison Valley Clothing. Check it out. Allahu Akbar. Damn it, I never get tired of that song.
I was singing along.
I'll tell you, every time that fucking thing rolls, I'm like, shit, I want to play that.
Oh, I got lucky, and I came up with a good riff. But the new album that you are helping me out with is going to be even better and more unique.
It's going to be sick as fuck, and I'm so happy to report that I now have a name and a phone number of who I can go to get this done, and it's going to be fucking fantastic because I don't settle for just anybody. Obviously we're on a beer budget, but this person does it for a living, so I have to kind of defer to this as a good thing. Yeah. Yes, Kyler says the best club. And he says 10, time to set up a new playlist. We got some bangers for you tonight, guys. 10 most important in our opinion. Now, everybody out there who's currently sharing this broadcast out, we want to hear from you too on some bands that maybe you're getting down on that we don't know about and we should know about them. Babylon Sun. Was that song Hoof Beast? Hell yes. Of course, Babylon Sun. Yes, it was. All right. But yeah, as you saw in the commercial beforehand, fucking awesome, brand new designs coming out of Poison Valley Clothing. Please get over there. David is an excellent artist. He can make any design you're looking for in a t-shirt for a low price and quick shipping. All right, let's just dive right into it, man. I'm gonna let you kick us off there, brother.
All right, this is the first time I've ever got to kick off.
Yeah.
So I'm going in the bands that I admire. The first one is going to be the one that I think is the most innovative and unique and groundbreaking band. Now, some of these bands already have 3 or 4 albums out, but just like what you're probably going to show, their Facebook numbers, their Instagram numbers are not anywhere where they should be. Like these bands, every one of them that I chose, and I'm sure what you've chosen, are fucking amazing artists. Fucking amazing artists. And I can't believe that
Yeah, people haven't
fucking
caught on to it yet.
yeah, or that Lorna Shore, although they have an amazing vocalist, is more popular than these guys because these guys are fucking artists. I guarantee you, if you listen to these 10 bands we're going to give you guys, you're going to be like, holy fuck, these guys are fucking amazing.
Like,
Number
where the
one
hell
for
did they
me.
come from?
So, so I'm doing this thing where my top 30 albums of all time, I'm getting them in vinyl if I can find them in vinyl where I can afford them. And I'm framing them and I'm going to put them all on the walls. So my number one comes out of Sweden. And where in the hell are they in Sweden? Let me
I
see.
am
I wrote it
so
down.
not surprised. Like I said, Sweden just keeps turning out some
It's
amazing bands.
It's Hudiksvale, Sweden, is where they're from, and they are the fucking one, the fucking only Viljarta. Check
Ah,
this
I've heard
out.
of them. I just haven't had a chance to listen to them yet. So
So
that's going on the list.
this album, Macedon, came out in 2011, and even today, there's nobody touching the bizarreness that they're doing. So, like Gorguts is a band, I would say atheist and death when death became, different time signatures and but
Mm-hmm.
I would say even more atheist. Atheist brought in a jazz element into the percussion and stuff like that. But then Gorguts in 1998 came out with Obscura. If you haven't heard any of the Gorguts albums from 1998 to 2015, they are fucking awesome. I'll get you Kyler in a second. They are fucking awesome, Gorguts. Anyways, Gorguts,
Yes, they are.
when Obscura came out in 1998, they had 2 previous albums that I saw them on. They were straight up death metal. I think I saw them in 1991. They were straight death metal. Like they were good, but like I wasn't like blown away by them. But when Obscura came out, fucking blew everybody away. And this is what Viljarta did for 2011. They have since put out 2 other albums. The other album came out like a year ago or maybe 2021. Every fucking album is amazing. Long songs, really complicated, and man, do they change everything up. So Viljarta is kind of like Gent, kind of like Meshuggah, but on fucking steroids. It is nuts. I would love to get their albums only instrumental because their vocals are more kind of like a yelling kind of metalcore or kind of deathcore. They're not
Sure.
as dark and evil as like death metal or a funeral doom, which I prefer. But they're still really good, and they do a little bit of clean singing, but these guys change things up. Like this is a band like I used to teach, and there would be these kids that love rap, and they'd be in my class disrupting, and they'd be doing this boring little brat beat, something boring and insipid like this.
Oh, I
And
know the
so
one.
and so then I would play Viljarta and I'd say, I want you to tap to this fucking band. And they'd be, oh yeah, I could do it. And I'd play it, and they would be fucking lost. Viljarta is amazing. Here, I'm going to show you, Kyler. Here's my list. You can see it right there. Vildharta. Viljarta. Fucking stunning. Go listen to him.
So I gotta start with one that just I had no idea that they existed, and they've existed a very long time. And the oddest place that I found them was on a grouping of horror video games called the Dark Anthology, and it's the intro song because there's like a narrator in between. It's on like it flows like a fucking movie, almost like Tales from the Crypt or some shit. And this dude's you just start seeing him walk through this like gothic mansion, and this song just kicked in, and I have been forever glued to this band. You probably know them because you're a little bit more kind of in tune, I would say, compared to me. But the song is A Conversation with Death, and the band is Chemists.
Really good choice.
Chemists, they've been around since 2013, and of all fucking places, Colorado. This is an American doom metal band, and they are very doomy, but man, they could go toe to toe with Candlemass in my opinion, because the vocals are just clean and not necessarily operatic, but just very strong. And when they do their harmonies, the shit is just amazeballs. Yeah. They got all the elements. They got some melodicism, some key changes, very slow, not very sludgy, but even the little guitar parts are kind of harmonized here and there too. Just a sick powerhouse of a doom metal band. So if you are looking for something along, I would say that vein, or even Caius, if that's too much of a stretch, they are the one for you. And their latest, well, actually, I take that back. They have a single out right now, and it's called Where the Cold Wind Blows. Check them out, Spotify. Chemists. Kyler, I would say like Grave Next Door, but on fucking steroids. Just an Incredible Hulk version. That's the best way I can put that.
Yeah, Chemist is really blowing up. They were in Decibel magazine about probably 20 months ago, and I subscribed that year, and so I got it, and that's how I found out about them. Really good choice. Really, really good band. They deserve the front cover that they were given by Decibel magazine. Really good.
The more I hear from them, it gets better and better. They're extremely versatile. They're not a fuzz band. I'm going to tell you guys right now, there's no fuzz to them. If you're looking for that kind of thing, I got another band on my list that is perfect for that. This band is just raw fucking power. Doom to the core, man. Yeah. Doom to the core. Very fantasy doom is what I like to call it.
Well, my number 2, which is our collective number 3, is a band that I just found out a month ago. So it's their latest album. It was released on June 23rd. And I've already purchased it. I just have to go pick it up. But because I'm open at the same time the record store is, I couldn't go pick it up. And I try to support the local record store because I want them to stay in business. And so this next one is a black metal band, but I would say avant-garde art black metal. And they are from Toronto, Canada. And their name is Fantifaxa. Let's see if I can get it right there. Fantifaxa. So I listened to them on Spotify first. The first listen, fucking blown away. These people, it's not really what the hell's not disharmony, it's dissonance, because really they do stay in. It's just that they use off-key, kind of out-of-tune sounds throughout. Extremely artistic. The songs are a little bit longer, but man, these could be the soundtrack for a horror movie. It's really creepy, really fucking dark, but really, really, really good. Fantifaxa. Yeah, I would show you that album, but that would have to be next week because I just haven't had a chance to go pick it up because it just came out. not too long ago. Really, and
Nice.
they have two other albums. The first album came out in 2014. Outstanding. They're all very cutting edge, avant-garde art black metal. Really weird. If you like Deathspell Omega, it's kind of like a mix between Deathspell Omega and Gorguts in a way. Really bizarre, pushing you and pulling you this way and that way, but very atmospheric, but not in an atmospheric black metal way where they're doing like a four chord progression where they strum it a lot. And
Hmm.
this is just fucking weird. Fanta Faxa. Go listen to him. You'll love him.
Hell yeah. I'm actually going to kind of piggyback off of that a little bit. Um, since you're giving us somebody from Canada, I also have one. And I tend to get a lot from John Asher Media, bands and their new releases and stuff. And I actually ended up interviewing these guys on the Underground. So as the more I get into them, the more I just fucking just love it even more. So if you're a kind of a more old school death metal fan, with some seriously, I mean, almost black metal vocals, I would say that this is a very versatile band because I think lovers of both death metal and black metal would enjoy this. They're known as Immortal Possession.
Mm.
And surprisingly, they have been around since 1989. But, from what we learned about them, they took a hiatus for about 10 years. Some people started families, blah, blah, blah. But now they're back and they are just smashing it every single way step they take because they're everywhere now and it's great. So I think it's also something they did not expect that would happen now that they're, older, a little bit older, more, our age. But they're going full swing and they're touring a lot. The latest album is The Resurrectionist. This came out in 2022. They do have some of their older catalog for sale on their website. So if you want to hear what they sounded like way back in the day, you can definitely, get to them through their Facebook page there. Just message them. And on Spotify, it's just The Resurrectionist for now. And, the drums are very tasty, kind of has like shades of death. And that is
Mhm.
something that obviously I just kind of cling to myself. I love death. I love the way that it wasn't just, all the way through. There was
Mhm.
musicianship there. There was
Absolutely.
groove. Double kicks just fucking blast you. And their use of how they have their bass tone is something that really stands out in the mix. And you don't get that with a lot of death metal bands. It's kind of, I mean, unless you're listening to
Yeah.
Cannibal Corpse, you'll
Mhm.
hear that bass, but most of your death metal bands, you really won't hear that bottom
Yeah.
end as much. And Dan's tone is like out of this world. So Immortal Possession.
Yeah, I think Banger TV, it was either Banger TV or there's another one that I watch on YouTube all the time. And they just talked about, I mean, yeah, you did a very good description of
Nice.
really well done death metal, excellent grooves, very catchy, very memorable. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah,
All
their
right.
guitarist just writes and writes and writes and writes. It's ridiculous. It's all he does. Drinks and writes.
Yeah,
Make a
how the
living.
hell did he go 10 years or so without an album?
He played in tons of
Yeah,
other bands because
that would make
everybody
sense.
in that scene wanted him in
Yeah,
Manitoba.
I could see that. Well, we're going to go across the Atlantic Ocean now to Germany
Sweet.
for our number five, which is my number three. And these guys were introduced to me on YouTube by a guy who has a channel and he goes by Questy. He's from the UK, English
Nice.
bloke, and he loves Ahab. So he put him on his. He put Ahab is the band. Sorry, and this is the album I have not framed yet. This is a first time listen. This is in running for album of the year. It came out in January. Flipping outstanding album.
That fucking cover, man.
It makes you feel like you're in the ocean, like you're deep in the ocean. At times, it's very lonely feeling. It feels aquatic. Every one of their albums, since they're named Ahab, has something to do with the ocean. This is their breakthrough. I think it came out in 2007. Outstanding, but this is a band, I don't know how the hell I didn't know about it. They should be much more popular than they are. But this is Funeral Doom. But this is really beautiful Funeral Doom, especially this album. They have matured in so many ways that this has a lot of clean vocals on it too, but they're haunting and melancholy, kind of like, all the lost souls at the bottom of the sea if the sharks didn't eat them on the way
I
down.
love that shit.
It's really, really fucking good. If you love Doom, it's a different type of Doom. They're not holding on to their E string, or if they're tuned to D, D, or tuned to A string, like their lowest single note, and holding on to that as much. But it's slow, sludgy fucking Doom. Great tones. These dudes also are fucking artists. I totally respect them. Long songs, fucking amazing.
Yes, I think I would love it over in the UK. I
I
still got
agree.
fans over there from the Black Tar days. So I'm sure it wouldn't be too hard. Yeah, actually, Ahab is a band we talked about, I want to say, probably about 4 or 5 months ago or so on one of our past shows. So it's, no secret to see them pop up. But, at the same token, I did get a chance to listen to it, and they are very good. Very, very good. So I got to bring it back to this pond because I still feel, even though they are full steam ahead on Ripple Music records right now, and just exactly where they should be, and of all places, ended up playing Psycho Las Vegas last year. And very, very much a win for American doom metal, especially on a show that does nothing but mainstream shit. And they happen to play there, so I have got to go with my boys from Salem, Massachusetts, motherfucking Iron Horse. Last album is Under the Blood Moon. So, like I was saying a little bit ago, if you like a little bit of fuzz with your doom, they do it in such a almost kind of a hardcore way. The guitars are very chuggy, but they have a lot of fuzz to what they do. It's kind of like Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats on fucking steroids, and Satan is their captain of the ship, if you will. So they've been around since 2019. Very, very short amount of time this band's been together, and they're already really kind of coming up. So still very undergroundish, even though, they're starting to gain a lot of momentum. Kind of like King Buffalo is, just not quite to that level yet. But their biggest hit was Old Man Satan. When I heard that song for the first time, I said, holy shit, I definitely found me a band. And I discovered them when I was just starting to get into the Doom community at large on Instagram. So, and just watching them kind of progress the way they have, I mean, it's no fucking secret, man. They got it. Check them out. It's very aggressive. The vocals aren't pretty. They do have a little bit of like a gravel kind of voice to it. It's not very clean, but just very high energy, excellent catchy riffs, and the drums are on point. That's
And
about all I can say. Mother Iron Horse.
What was the first word? Mother?
Mother.
Mother. Okay, got it. See, I'm writing these down.
Mother!
That's one I don't know. That was pretty good too.
Yeah.
By the way, I just saw the owner of the Lazy Nipple, his knockout. He got knocked out in like 2004 by this guy from another band, and he was talking shit, and the dude just one hitter quitter knocked him the fuck out. We're talking about Glenn Danzig, the Lazy Nipple. All right.
So that was Tyler. Did I blast you?
That was.
Kyler says, "No, he said the thing." Babylon says, "Hell yeah." I guess we all needed that on a manic Monday, right?
Yeah. So that was our number 6, your number 3, and so my number 4. We're going back to Colorado. So this dude used to be in the band Nightbringer that had kind of a black metal flavor years ago. But this is the most scary 2 albums that I have ever heard from beginning to end. It is, once again, this is even more black, scary, kind of atmospheric than even Phantofaxa. This is really fucking scary and really dark and unconventional. It's black metal, especially black metal vocals, but they're not doing tremolo picking the whole time. That's very typical of the second wave of black metal. The band I'm talking about, we mentioned before about when we did the 10 most evil bands of all time, back probably in October. And this band, I called it Achilles, and I was saying it incorrectly. It's Achilles. This is what the album looks like. And here's the first album that he put out. It's a one-man band, and he put and so he's done both of these albums by himself. The dude's from, I forgot his name, but he's from Colorado. And Achilles, really atmospheric, really fucking dark, really fucking like possessed, like a possessed human being that has like a demon inside their head. This will be creepy and scary. And it's like anytime there's something new in black metal, Watain put out an album in 2021, fucking amazing black metal album. But what they did is they perfected everything that we love in black metal, but they didn't really add anything new in that album. Achilles and Phantofaxa add something new, a new take on black metal, like very different. Achilles.
Which is absolutely, we think, when we think of black metal, we're always thinking about, Scandinavia, Norway, and all that stuff. So to have a band of this caliber in our backyard, basically here in the US, people definitely need to take note, because honestly, I think your average black metal fan doesn't know that there are black metal bands in America.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't think they do. I think some people are just so used to hearing about all those bands, the ones like you just talked about, gets kind of put to the side a little bit. Like they don't get a lot of promotion. And that's why you don't see a lot or hear a lot about these bands unless you're, like us, who pay attention to, underground media, especially on YouTube. YouTube's pretty good about bringing to life some of the bands that are kind of up and coming in multiple metal genres.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get into our last 2 picks, let's take a quick commercial break. And where do I want to go with that? Oh, I know. Check out Reaper's Underground Productions talent roster.
and stay in your houses. Drive the rats in the tank area.
By the river, where darkness resides, hopes and all the dreams know there to die.
All right. And as a matter of fact, most of the artists, including yours truly, Human the Hoof Beast, has new stuff coming. So if you are fans of these bands, especially October Noir, they're about to release a video for one of the singles off of their fall release that's coming up. Definitely check that out on July 21st. You'll be able to get the link, from any of their socials. I'm sure it'll be on YouTube as well. Poopengott from Germany, recently banned from OnlyFans of all the motherfucking places, is about to drop actually a new EP. So be looking for that on Bandcamp, because that is basically the only medium he's on right now. And let me tell you, if you like experimental industrial black metal, he's the one for you. And it just keeps getting better. He's put in more synthetic drums that are, organic drums, really, sound-wise to what he's doing. So it's pretty interesting. As well as I Am Man is the new single for Sensation. That's going to be dropping here later this month as well. So stay peeled to their socials to get all the info. All right. So we are back with our final two picks each of underground bands that you just kind of need to know about. And for my last two, you're going to know a couple of these names because, well, let's face it, they've been out of the game for quite a long time, but now kind of resurfacing with new stuff. It's like a whole new start to their careers, really. So the first one I'm going to go with is a solo record by Andy DJ Samina, and his project features Rob Lowe of Candlemass and Solitude Arturnus. So I didn't even know this motherfucker existed, and he's a state below me in Oklahoma. I'm sitting here going, this shit just what? And I gave it a listen. Now I can't even say the title of the record. I'll put it up here for you again. If I can find it. There it is. Sic Alter ad Astra. Something like that. I hope I said it right. He'll probably smack me over the head later. But it's definitely Candlemassy, but heavier. He is definitely an accomplished guitarist. He, back in 2010 to probably up to this point, has been writing for operatic symphony numbers for a group that he put together called Lyrica. He studied a lot of classical. He has a lot of classical influences, and it kind of shows and shines through on this record, because one minute you have this pummeling, doomy, slow, just crushing all the way through. The vocals are just over the top, fantastic. Rob's never sounded better. In my opinion, it's almost like his vocal cords just said, "We're back.
Wow.
We got it again." And then all of a sudden, it just goes straight to thrash, and super fast, I might add. So there are so many different metal elements to this record. In some cases, it's a little bit kind of like down even. Just very surprising. This record took me by storm. And I definitely, if you are a fan of Candlemass or Solitude Alternus, please check this record out. You can find it literally everywhere. Spotify, all the platforms, YouTube. Definitely check this shit out. These are very high caliber musicians, and they got it down cold, man. Check that shit out.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm so stoked because you're doing drums on the tour for them, right? That's fucking amazing.
As far as I know, yes.
When
I've
I
been
first
a busy devil.
when I first heard Rob Lowe's voice, it was January of 1992. It was a cold day in Catala, Georgia, and I bought the cassette and I went out into the woods and just listened to it. And I fucking remember Solitude Alternus blew me away. Anything Rob Lowe has done just blows me away. He's an amazing singer. Every album he's done is really good too.
Absolutely. And the fact that, like I said, things are really kind of heating up. I'm going to go ahead and, of course, you can, you're a fan of songs that are long and every single one of these tunes are past 5 minutes. So actually, I'm going to play a quick little snippet.
Cool.
So those of you that haven't heard of this band yet can kind of get just a little bit of a glimpse. Their big song right now is Entombed by Choice.
Recordings just got better.
Uh,
Hey, it's
Oh yay, a fucking ad.
Lot of Sabbath involved.
Yeah. A little bit Danzig too.
A little bit. Look out! The more you tell yourself, the less it counts as real. Look out! I'm looking. Question the thought that you feel. Listen. Instead of self-talk, you might just chance upon the key. You might just chance upon the key. So yeah, just a little bit there. You can tell just from that. It's just fucking tasty, man. It's kind of like Rob, like you haven't really heard him before. I mean, he's really known for, those great melodic vocals of his, but he's doing all kinds of different stuff with this. It's another one of those I like to call fantasy doom, because most of what these songs were based off of, after talking to Andy about it, he said it's very H.P. Lovecraftian. So if you love some Lovecraft, all the vocals are based on different Lovecraftian stories.
It's very theatrical, but man, is it doomy. That is doom. Like, that's just dripping, oozing doom.
I'm
Wow.
sorry. Did we hurt you, Babylon son? My mind is melting. That's how I felt. I felt like my, creamed myself. I was like, this is so good at a time where everything has been so fuzz driven. Now you have some of this more classic, Doom with a new set of, ears and eyes to it. So,
Yeah, it's really good. I've got that written down. I'm gonna go listen to that.
that first track, I'm telling you right now, Hoof Beast, you're going to be like, holy fuck.
Mm. I could
Very
also
first track on the album. It's a stomper.
I can hear the Reaper fills in the Reaper pocket for that song too, but it's gonna be fucking heavier.
He even told me that the drummer that did the album, not a metal drummer.
Yeah, I like there were things that I could hear that you're gonna make it better. All right, my number 5, my 5th choice, and this is pretty hard. I have a bunch of honorable mentions, but this is a band that I'm waiting on the CDs to arrive. I have to listen to it more before I put them in the category of deserving an LP to be on my wall, because that's the top 30 albums that I've ever enjoyed all time for metal. This band is also out of Germany. Germany has produced a lot of tastiness, a lot of experimental bands.
Absolutely.
And this one is heavily influenced by Gorguts, but it's Gorguts on steroids. And Gorguts 2013 and 2016 offerings are more kind of like very complicated technical death metal, but fucking weird, unusual death metal. These guys are even more really good, but and they haven't been around for all that long. I'm talking about a band named Ingurgitated Oblivion. Ingurgitated Oblivion. Here, I'll try to show it for you. They are right here. I even have boxed it out right there where my finger is. Ingurgitated Oblivion out of Germany. So this is one I just found last week while I was working on some wood projects, and I heard him. I was like, holy fucking shit. No, I was listening to a YouTube guy talking about up and coming kind of avant-garde metal bands, like the future of underground music, and he listed these guys. And so I've listened to him quite a bit during the week, and I think they deserve that spot because they're fairly new. Ingurgitated Oblivion.
And that's such a bold statement too. It's like, who knows what the future of the underground is going to be, because there's just so much new stuff coming out, and everything does not sound the same. Some genres have their problem with that, but the ones that are really leading the genres, in my opinion, it's very, like you said, very groundbreaking. It's taking a different take on some of these legendary genres and really up in the game. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. In my opinion, the underground is just gonna keep fucking turning out the awesome. Now, this last one, I just had to do it, and because I have an honorable mention myself, but I decided to put them at number 5 because I was like, I went to their Facebook page and I said, you have got to be fucking kidding me. We're talking about a band that, in my opinion, probably other people's opinion too, is kind of going to be the new super group, in my opinion. And it's made up of 2 legendary bands. One that's been out of commission for quite some time. And then one that actually still has been pretty going strong. The band that I'm referring to is made up of Typo Negative and fucking Crowbar. and this band's name is I Am. So you have the drummer and guitarist of Type of Negative, and then Kirk and the bassist from Crowbar. And they've only released one track so far, and it's a fucking banger. It's called Dreams Always Die with the Sun. And they only have 2,000 likes on their Facebook page.
Wow.
We're talking about two legendary bands come together that has a doom style that is so different from everything that's out there right now. And Kenny Hickey, the guitarist of Typo, is doing the lead vocals on this, and his voice is fantastic. I don't know, Hoof Beast, have you heard the track yet?
No, This is new
you
for
need
me.
to check this track out because I was blown away.
Who would you compare? Is it more gravelly? Is it really clean and piercing?
Really clean, and his register is pretty high. I was really kind of surprised because he always did backing vocals with Pete on a lot of their songs when they were Typo, and now that he's just like kind of taking the reins and he's the guy in front. Holy shit, what a voice! Didn't know he really had that capacity. I gotta tell you that the drummer, I've always loved him, Johnny Kelly. His drums sound so motherfucking organic compared to any of those Typo records. They took all that sound off and it's just pure. He is beating the fucking skins and the metal. And it just sounds so much better. I'm like, holy shit, this is really, because I've seen Johnny Kelly play live with Danzig. I know what he can do. I've heard his natural sound. That fucking natural sound on this record is astounding. And of course, you know, Kirk is just riff McGruff. Every fucking riff this guy comes up with is just certifiable gold. Now, I gotta clue y'all in on this though. It's not a very kind of low tone. It's not. It's a little bit southern and melodic at the same time, guitar wise. So don't think it's like super detuned or anything like that. And I think a lot of that has to do with Hickey's register. He's not going to sing that high over like a real detuned, you know, whatever, C or B, whatever the fuck. Nah, it's tasty in a different way. And his lyrics are fucking dark and I love it. It's like he sounds happy, but the songs ain't happy, people. Check that first track out. I'm telling you, these guys need to be plastered everywhere.
God, I have a lot to listen to now this week.
I
like how we both had a lot of different bands on there, like all kinds of different tastes and flavors.
Absolutely.
So, honorable mentions. So I have out of Germany, Imperium Decadence. I have all three of these. These are black metal, more atmospheric, not necessarily groundbreaking, but really well done black metal, but more atmospheric black metal. Really, really well done. Like really, really good band. Another one I have is, and I do have this vinyl, but it's over there across the room. Oh, it's this. This is the one I got the vinyl for. Paul Bear.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about this.
Paul Bear is out of Little Rock, Arkansas, so I know somebody that is probably within 2 hours away from there. Babylon Sun. This is their latest album that came out not too long ago, and this one is really stunning as well. And then they have another one that I left over there. But Paul Bear is outstanding. It's clean, high register vocals, and man, are they fucking heavy. And the bass is really prominent, and it's a nasty, nasty low end bass too. Real kind of distorted as well. And let's see, two more. Hell Ripper, I have the new one I got to go pick up. The new one came out in January. It took me a while to get it. This is like black metal meets like Kill 'Em All, Metallica's Kill 'Em All. So it's real, it's thrashy, but it's black metal. This dude is a one-man show, but he's now put a band together, and he's out of Aberdeen, Scotland. I've been to Aberdeen. It's a smallish kind of town, but really nice town up in Scotland. But this is really fast thrash, super, super well done. And it also, at times, it makes you feel like you've gone back to 1980. It's
Nice.
It's really good, really, really good.
And it's nice to kind of hear that sound is coming back in a very appreciative way.
Yeah, it's really well done. Super aggressive though, like way more aggressive than Metallica's Kill 'Em All. Really good. And the last one is a band out of Ukraine. They're called 1914.
Oh yeah, I've been reading about them.
They're really, really good. So this is they use a 7-string in there, but it's kind of black metal, but it's also a bit kind of like death metal as well. But really good. Nothing super groundbreaking, but pretty unique. I like that it's a black metal band at times that are using a 7-string, which is kind of unusual at times. Really good. Every song is about World War One. Everything. So their concept
that makes total sense. Yeah. Awesome. So for me, my honorable mention that was almost my number 5 is a younger black metal band out of Philadelphia, of all places. And the band is called Woe. WOE. So Decibel Magazine actually said that they are sophisticated without falling into the usual pitfalls of pretentiousness, cartoonishness, or undue gloss, whatever the fuck that means. And I have to agree, they are not your run-of-the-mill black metal band. And most of the black metal bands that I've either did a show with throughout the years, they basically try to imitate what was done in Norway. These guys do not. They are super fucking technical, but they throw a lot of breakdowns in there, and they do it in a way that doesn't take away from that black metal sound. Great vocals, high register, low register, just a little bit different. But like I said, if you really enjoy like the technicality part of black metal, they throw it at you. They do a lot of time changes. Overall, great sound. Check them out.
Hell yeah. Throwing some black metal at us. See, like that's the thing with black metal. Hell Ripper does a good job. It definitely sounds blackened. And Wataine's last album was just, oh my God, that album's perfect. But it's nothing new. I love it when black metal, and so many of these bands that are popular, there's like 3,000 black metal bands. They all sound like 1993 to 1996. And it's boring. A lot of it is really boring.
And that's why so many of them end up getting buried.
Yeah.
Or forgotten about. It's like, comes out, it's a new thing, cool. But then it's like, all right, it just, production value isn't the greatest. It's like, do something new with it.
I'm trying to remember. I was listening to somebody yesterday while I was doing some work, and it sounded like King Diamond did a guest appearance.
Oh
And
shit!
this band, it was really good too. It's a black metal band, and they had King Diamond come in and sing some Queen. I will have to remember where I heard that because it was really, oh, it was in the July edition of Banger TV where Blaine Smith gets on there and he talks about the 5 top underground albums of that month with new releases. It was one of those bands. I think I've written it down somewhere, but it's really good. I could have sworn I heard King Diamond in there. The dude sounded just like King Diamond as doing like backing vocals, or there was a section where there was a King Diamond. It sounded really good too.
Could definitely see King doing something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, when we think of Merciful Fate in the early days, I mean that shit was very thrashy, almost kind of speed metally in some cases, and his vocals went over it, in my opinion, flawlessly. Didn't have to scream, didn't have to do nothing, just did his thing. So to get that classic kind of singing over top of what they're doing, shit, that probably just upped their game fucking 100%.
Family enough. It sounded really good. It fit so well.
Hell yeah. Babylon says, I believe my buddy's Mudlung opened up for Paul Bear.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, Paul Bear is a band that are, they're still not really, really well known, but they're really fucking good. Really, really. And they've been out a while. I think they have 4 full-length albums. So, yeah, 4 of them. Really good.
Well, and that's why we did this edition, folks. So everybody out there in Black Flame Land can check out some new bands that you haven't heard of before. And, definitely kind of take a key from us. It's worth giving it a listen. Not saying you got to love it, but if it's in your wheelhouse of stuff that you like to listen to, give it a try. And like I said, you guys can always tell us about any new bands that you're kind of hip to, and we'll always give it a listen. That's what we do.
Yeah. Write down in the comment section if you're watching this for the first time and you didn't have a chance to be live with us. Write it down
Definitely.
In the comment section.
Because I think Kyler mentioned a band a
Yeah,
little while back. Called. Let me see here.
Yeah, I was talking during that time, and I do this on my phone, so I couldn't quite read it because I didn't have my reading glasses in.
I think it was a band called Ashes something.
Yeah.
Ash Madness.
Ash Madness. Okay.
So we will have to. We'll give that a listen for you, Kyler, just to see what that business is all about. But man, thank you all for tuning in. Now that everybody got full and got to eat and all that good stuff on this Manic Monday, we thank you for joining us and for a really good, introspective talk about some of these new bands that are coming up that you just got to know about them. And I think we'll do this from time to time too, because
it's a good idea.
Especially, if you're a doom metal fan, please don't just stick to doom charts.
Mm-hmm.
I got nothing against doom charts, but some of that shit is regurgitated bands that they picked 6 fucking months ago. You're not always going to get the latest and greatest. So, we got you on just about any genre that there is. So if you guys liked it, definitely share the video anywhere and everywhere, so we can get your opinions. And if you would like us to do this again with you, we most definitely will. But that's it for us. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And as you're rummaging through your Spotify and you're trying to find some of these killer fucking bands that you just never knew about, stay heavy.
Residents, go in and stay in your houses. Drive the rats in the tank area.